everybody. I'm Florian Knox, I'm the director here, and I had the great honor of being the co-curator with Matthieu of this exhibition. And so it's my privilege tonight to introduce Matthieu. Before I do that, I just wanted to thank you for coming. This is the first public event. We do a public guided tour tomorrow at 11. You're welcome to join that as well. Matthieu and I will guide through the exhibition then for 45 minutes or an hour. And we will do a number of public guided tours also in Cantonese and Putonghua over the next 2 months. Next Saturday, June 8th, we invited 2 Magnum photographers, Alex Webb and Rebecca Norris, to speak about their own work, but we will connect it very much to Ronis's work and do that next Saturday at 4:30 in the afternoon. We also organize a number of workshops and other events, and we will find information on all of this, and you can register for the events on our webpage. Now, Matthieu is a photography curator specialized in 20th century photography at MRP, that is a national archive basically for photography, but also for drawings and prints in Paris. He works very closely with the Citroën art space for modern and contemporary art exhibitions in Paris in the beautiful Tuileries Gardens, just steps away from the Louvre. And he has organized exhibitions with Willy Ronis' work and also other photographers, and he's really the perfect person to introduce the photographer and his life as a photojournalist, but also as a private individual. And so I'm happy to hand over to you, Matthieu. Thank you very much.
Good evening, everybody. Good evening, everybody. I apologize for my English, which is not very good. I'm in front of you because I work in the institution which keeps the donation Willy Ronis. Before talking about Willy Ronis, a few words to introduce you to the French collection that I represent here in Hong Kong. I think that none of you heard about it before today. Don't worry, it is the same in France. This institution is called the Médiathèque de l'Architecture et du Patrimoine, but nothing in its name allows us to suggest the richness of its photographic collection. It is located in the suburb of Paris, in Charenton-le-Pont and Saint-Quentin-en-Yvelines, near Versailles. The map is, as its name does not indicate, an archive department that depends on the French Ministry of Culture. It includes all the archives and documentary resources of the people working on French heritage, as on monuments and works of art that have been listed and classified by the French Historic Monuments Administration. As such, it possesses a fabulous collection of drawings and plans of the architect Viollet-le-Duc of the 19th century, like those of Viollet-le-Duc. It also keeps correspondence and drawings of Prosper Mérimée relating to the beginning of the administration of the historic monuments in France. So, the origin of this photographic collection goes back to the first order of the French state to document some 50 emblematic documents in 1851. Some of the most famous primitives of photography, such as Le Gray, Mestral, Le Sec, and Badius, today priceless of 300 calotype. Throughout the 19th century and the 20th century, the administration will command or purchase more than 600,000 negatives of monuments. Today, the collection contains more than 10 million negatives and 4 million photographic prints. Among them are the archive of the Studio Nadar, with Victor Hugo here, a set of 4,000 negatives of budget on Paris architecture, but also the archive of some masters of French photography like André Cartès or Jacques Henri Lartigue. Here you can see one of the first color photographs of Jacques-Henri Lartigue. They were taken near 1910. And here you have a photograph of André Catel. Here you have a photo of the Mondrian studio, which is one of his most famous photographs. Becoming a specialist in the conservation of the negative in France, it's only natural that the donation of Willy Ronis joined his collection 10 years ago after the death of the photographer. On the 16th June 1983, Jacques Lang, the Minister of Culture, accepted Willy Ronis' donation to the French State of all his photographic works since 1927. This included all of his negatives on glass plate and on film in both black and white and color, as well as the print in his possession. Inundated with projects, the photographer wanted to continue to explore his work. He therefore retained the usufruct of both his print and his negative. At the end of his life, Willy Ronis confirmed all his donations and enriched them with his archives and his library, agenda, notebooks, travel journal, books dummies, manuscript and typescript of article and lecture, personal correspondence with some of his colleagues, including Brassai and Doisneau, audio and video recording, and both handwriting and printed professional and personal documentation would all help to illuminate his work from its first conception to the different states of the photographic image. Contact prints, works prints, press prints, test prints, exhibition prints. An important resource for understanding his practice, such as his test and issue of retouching and reframing. The archive became an invaluable tool for researchers and curators. Until his death, the photographer kept all his archive to continue to work preparing books and exhibitions. This will John map 10 years ago. Now we can speak about Willy Ronis. During the 20th century, Willy Ronis became an important figure of the French photography as Robert Doisneau or Interprétation. During his career, he worked as reporter, industrial photographer, and photographic illustrator. He was born in Paris in 1910 in a family of Jewish immigrants from the Eastern Europe. He grew up with a musician mother and a photographer father. Music was the source of his first artistic emotion and would no doubt have been his career choice had he not become involved with photography, initially to help his father when he fell ill, and then to learn a living. His father died in 1936, whereupon the business collapsed. Ronis had to close down the studio on Boulevard Richard Lenoir. After the sale of the first photograph to the newspaper L'Humanité in 1935, he worked as a press photographer. As committed photographer, close to the French Communist Party, he publishes his images in the French magazine Regard, but also in Point de Vue Image du Monde, Magazine de France. It is in this movement that he participated in the exhibition of AEAR, Association of Revolutionary Writers and Artists. There was an exhibition in Paris in Centre Georges Pompidou last year about this important movement for the photography in France. Here you have some of his photographs from the 30s. Here you have Rosener, who was doing a strike in the Citroën factory in Paris in 1938. Yes, you can see the strikers. And here you have one of the photographs presented in the exhibition of the AER. He shows 3 prints in their major exhibition in the bookstore gallery La Pléiade in 1935. These prints are presented alongside of those of Capa, Cartier-Bresson, or Kertész. Once entitled On travaille pour la guerre, is then commented with, by Louis Aragon in the journal Commune. In the France of the Popular Front government is the witness of a great social movement of the 30s, as well as happy time in the history of his fellow citizens. His work reflects a time when the photographer, craftsman, producer of images recognized as much for his technical know-how as for the quality of his images. This activity and his natural curiosity makes him prefer the status of independent to that of agency photographer. His practice of photographic reporting is influenced by his meeting in 1935 with Robert Capa. Here you have a view of Front Popular Front. La Fête de l'Humanité, which was a communist newspaper. We must go back to the photograph taken on Mediterranean cruise in 1935 to uncover the fundamental link between the photographer images and the text that it should accompany them. Penniless Ronis has managed to get himself hired as a photographer on a liner, where he responded to the demand of cruise passengers for souvenir photo. He took part in another journey on a freighter in September that same year. He took advantage of the stopover to take photographs for himself, in order to bring back to Paris a significant body of work. On the advice of Robert Capa, he grouped his Mediterranean photograph into a single report that gave them a political angle, connecting them with the situation in the Balkans on the eve of the war. With Capa, he wrote a text about the geopolitics of the region, although the photographs are primarily touristic and picturesque. Each image was then distributed to newspapers and news agencies with a caption written by the photographer. I left Willy Ronis summaristics. On our return, Robert Capa, with whom I had become close over the last 2 years, proposed choosing 5 of 6 series of 20 pictures from the mass of images I brought back. Without fanfare, he dictated me an article to his secretary, The Balkans at Risk Again, crediting our special correspondent, Willy Ronis. The series was sent to 5 European capitals and New York. For Willy Ronis, Capa had already foreseen that would become the prestigious Magnum agency after this war when he worked with him on this project. Here you are in Tunisia, and here you have a portrait of Robert Capa by Willy Ronis. If Willy Ronis will not become a member of the Magnum agency after the Second World War, the attention to text accompanying his images in the press will remain very important for him, as shown by the end of his collaboration with American magazine. During all of his career, Ronis made sure that the title of his published image did not distort the meaning he wanted to give them. Echoing Edward Steichen words, a photograph is worth 10,000 words, provided it is accompanied by 10 words. Since the liberation, Life magazine had assigned him several records in France, such as the covering of the Great Mining Strike in 1948 in Saint-Étienne, but an English magazine cropped one of these images from the story and rewrote the caption that accompanied it. Thus, the Union delegates who faced the worker themselves described in the magazine as petit bourgeois, was amputated from the Rue Saint-Amand photograph. Whereas, in fact, in the photographer's mind, the image illustrated the workers' support for the unions. American magazine paid handsome, say Willy Ronis paid handsomely, but caption were railway train in New York. I didn't like it. Here you have other social topics of Willy Ronis. If during a strike in a mine in Saint-Étienne, the workers are staying in the mine to show that they don't break the material. Here you have an ill miner. Young people of the suburbs in Paris after the war. If Willy Ronis answered a lot of social topics for the press, as it reports of the living conditions of miners in Saint-Étienne and in the east of France, he also treated lighter subjects, like some series of fashion photographs. One of them, accompanying an article written by the communist poet, is presented in one of the showcases of the exhibition. Through these commissions, Willy Ronis also proved to be a talented portraitist. Here is a fashion article with Aragon who wrote the text. And here you have fashion photograph from Willy Ronis. Willy Ronis was a talented portraitist. In the archive, the great literary and artistic figure side with the politician. We can mention Jean-Paul Sartre, the writer Boris Vian, the jazzman Brassai, the photographer, Django Reinhardt, Picasso, Yvonne Printemps, which was a famous French actress of the 50s, Jacques Prévert, and here Danielle Dario, which was another famous actress. All these photographic reports from magazines have allowed Willy Ronis to travel a lot in France. In the same way, the large number of Parisian subjects which were asked to him made it walk every day in the street of Paris. As he wrote in the Sur le fil de hasard, published in 1979, I could experience my joyous expedition only when I stole time from my commissioned work, or when the impact of an unexpected event set off the fever of big emotions. These stolen moments are what we call slides of ordinary life. Here we could speak about a numerous photograph, like the Pinder Circus off-season in the park of a chateau in Touraine, Indre-et-Loire, 1956, in which Willy Ronis showed 3 penguins walking on a lawn, or in going to school in... No. There's another photograph with 3 children on a road. You can see it in the exhibition, and it was the same thing that as the photograph of the penguins. These images bring him closer to other photographers of his generation, like Robert Boineau. This humanist movement characterized the French photography of the 50s and the 60s. It is this French photographer who will be presented by Edward Steichen in the exhibition The Family of Man in New York. If magazine imposed on the photographer's subjects that stick to the news, Willy Ronis from the mid-50s also worked as an illustrator for publishers. The image we have just quoted correspond to their research. As photographic illustrator, Willy Ronis also regularly published his images in books on Paris, alongside other photographers of the group des 15, including René Jacques, Marcel Bovis, and Robert Vallon. His first personal book, Belleville Ménilmontant, published by Artaud in 1954, with a preface of Pierre Macorlan, is devoted to a district of Paris that had been little photographed at the time. This book expresses a populism close with French Douaneau, but in a less smiling vein, and restores the graphic force of unique urban landscapes in Paris, where the stairs and the oval set a counterpoint with skies and foliage. And I will show some photographs of Belleville Ménilmontant. It's for Xavier. He works on other books like Ile de Paris, which was another project of, for illustrating, but he was really disappointed when he sees the books, when the book is finished. He was thinking he was the only photographer of the book, and he wants to publish the 80 images, but in the book there's just 20 Ronis photographs, and there is 10 other photographs working. It was a really disappointing project for him. In the middle of the 60s, press orders became rarer for Willy Ronis. The photographer of the generation indeed arrived young confrères like Bouba or Charbonnier, who proposed to the magazine new point of view. It is at this time that Willy Ronis will respond to a number of industrial orders. He works for companies and carries out major reports in their factories. This industrial work, often unknown to the general public, has however occupied an important place in the work of a large number of photographers of his generation. We can see Robert Douaneau and his collaboration with the factories Renault, or Henri Cartier-Bresson with his project financed by the American manufacturer of computers, IBM. The Man and the Machine. I show you this portrait of Willy Ronis, self-portrait. He's photographing a self-photographer as a worker here. For Willy Ronis, these reports are an opportunity to implement all his expertise as a photographer. He has time to build and illuminate his images. These photographs, taken at the request of the bosses, are not antithetical to his political commitment. Indeed, in the year 50s, 60s, France knows an unprecedented economic development. The Communist Party, of which is a member, then defends work and employment. These images also provide information on a changing society in which women are also present in his workshop. Here you have a portrait of Guerlain, the perfumer, a man working, and a woman working in the textile industry. In this spinning mill, he made some images. I read you the comments made. I was responsible for a series of reports on behalf of a group of industrial firms in the Haut-Rhin department, with an engineer from this weaving firm as my guide during the ritual tour of the workshop to identify the subject to photograph I suddenly saw this young woman tying a broken thread. The attitude and the gesture were so graceful that I begged her to give me a minute to look for two lightweight standing lamps. I arranged the first, long enough to my immediate left, to light the details of the machine and the left side of the worker. The second lamp, high up, clipped on the telescopic neck of the base, was designed to illuminate the weaver's hair and armed the central part of the machine. When responding to corporate order, Willy Ronis, like all his fellow photographers, no, he will not choose all the images that will be published by his sponsor. When he goes back to his work at the end of his life to prepare books and exhibitions, he will finally be able to show some photographs that seem him more successful, like this photograph of the forge in the Renault factory in Boulogne-Billancourt in 1950. And I will read you his commentary. In early 50, 7 photographers were entrusted by Renault to provide a general picture of the company. The final goal was a book entitled L'Automobile en France. We were each template asked to choose a sector so that we would not be working in the same area. Apart from that, we had total freedom. I had concentrated my efforts on the foundry and the forge. This photograph was rejected. It was not flattering enough for the company, brand image. After he explained how he cuts his negative to have the print. And finally, it was this photograph which was chosen by Renault. In addition to his photography activities, Willy Ronis has written numerous articles in photography magazines such as Photographic or Photorama, another industrial report. Read by professional and amateur, this magazine allowed him to explain what is the job of a photographer and give advice on framing and lighting. He also puts his ideas in this text, in particular in a 30-page river text. I don't know if we can have intituled The Reporter and His Battles, in which Willy Ronis set out as early as 1948 the virtues necessary for the photojournalist, among which he emphasized right to refuse a job that goes against one's sensitivity or opinion. From the 70s, it received almost no order from the press, publishers, and companies. Before coming to the conclusion, I would like to discuss with you the end of career and travels of Willy Ronis. Rarely driven by commission, his travel often provided an opportunity for sharing his work through exhibition or lecture, as with his invitation from John Hertzfield to East Berlin in 1960 or to Moscow in 1968. In 1951, Ronis' work was celebrated by Edward Steichen, who made him one of his 5 French photographers alongside Brassai, Henri Cartier-Bresson, Robert Doisneau, and Isis at the Museum of Modern Art in New York. The American curator, here you have an exhibition of the Ronis photograph in MoMA in 1951. The American curator, passing through Paris, chose Vincent and the model aircraft taken in Gand, the photograph with the boy and the airplane in the first room, for the exhibition The Family of Man, presented in 1955 in New York. 2 years later, Willy Ronis received the gold medal at the Mostra Internazionale Biennale di Fotografia in Venice. This early recognition was undermined by the unfavorable situation photographer of his generation faced during the following decades. In the mid-60s, he opened up to close to him, such as NAF have known, about the difficulties he had to finding new clients. From 1968, he added a string to his bow by joining the IDEC Film School, then the École de Vaugirard, which is the one of the French photographer school, where he taught photography and its principle. In 1972, as his photographic commitment shrunk more and more, he left Paris to settle first in Gordes, then in l'Île-sur-la-Sorgue in the Vaucluse. Developing a method of teaching photography through images, he lectured on the subject at the University of Aix-en-Provence and the École des Beaux-Arts in Avignon until 1977. Those years in the south of France allowed him to take a fresh look at his archives and to present his work in a new light. In France, Ronis had to wait until 1970 to be rediscovered by a young generation of critics, including Bertrand Evenot, Jean-Claude Gautran, and Guy Mandry. In 1979, he received the Grand Prix National des Arts et des Lettres and participated in the exhibition 10 Photographers for the Patrimoine at the Centre Georges Pompidou. I'll show you some art about this. Here you are a photograph taken in Germany. With the help of Pierre-Jean Amar and Claude Nory and Guy Lequeret, he published his second book, which became a milestone in his bibliography, Sur le fil de hasard, containing 113 photographs. This publication marked the return of Willy Ronis to the spotlight when he received the Nadar Prize in 1981. And you have the stamp of the Nadar Prize on this. It's a stamp with a Prix Nadar. It's a